Greetings to all of the forks of Bitcoin, all of the communities that are ideologically aligned with peer-to-peer, electronic, frictionless, disintermediated cash. I know we've gone our different ways, the Bitcoin Cash and the SV and the eCash communities. But ultimately, I think that's what unites the three communities, is that we all want that same thing, and we're going about it in slightly different ways, and we have some disagreements. But we agree on that one thing. And we all agree that Bitcoin Core is not that. And yet it has the majority share of the market cap. And therefore it represents a threat of a majority attack potential to all of the three other chains. The proposal here is to unite the three communities, at least for a temporary time, with the basic modus operandi that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least temporarily. So the attack vector that is the weakness of Bitcoin Core is its difficulty adjustment period. It has a 2-week price fix on its difficulty adjustment, which can be gamed, just like a swing set can be gamed in order to. So the swing set follows a natural algorithm based off of physics, where it's incentivized for that swing to stay in a neutral place, right in the middle at the bottom of the swing set. However, a person can sit on the swing and they can apply physical action in order to pump the swing forward and then backward, and to increase that cycle so that the swing gets a bigger and bigger motion until eventually there's a limit on what happens. If you've been on a swing set, you go too high, you go outside of your arc, and then it goes up, and then it goes and it kind of crashes down. Or if you can get enough speed, maybe you can swing around the swing set. I don't know, extreme swinging. Point being that all three chains can exploit this vulnerability, and it makes sense for all three of them to work together to exploit this vulnerability, and all three chains will benefit from exploiting this vulnerability. The way in which the vulnerability is exploited: when the difficulty adjustment is going downwards, that's when the incentive needs to be in the favor of the forks of Bitcoin. They're not the Bitcoin Cash forks versus Bitcoin Core. There's 3 Bitcoin Cash forks. So if we work together, we can increase our potential of taking advantage of this difficulty adjustment. So when the trend of the difficulty adjustment for Bitcoin Core is down relative to the last price adjustment, so the price basically is trending down from the last price adjustment, that is when we need to see the price incentive favor the Bitcoin Cash chains. Alternatively, when the price is going up, so there's a difficulty adjustment fix, and then from that fix, the price of Bitcoin Core goes up in the next 2-week period before the next fix, that is when the pump into Bitcoin Core, so that if the difficulty is artificially low relative to the incentive, everyone needs to switch to mining Bitcoin Core. And then when the difficulty adjusts negatively to account for that, and then they make it really difficult, everyone needs to move out of Bitcoin Core and then not incentivize the miners. So it's going to create these increasing amplitude waves of cycles as far as how quickly the mines are blocked, how quickly the blocks are mined, and then how slowly the blocks are mined. And then when you sum up all those blocks, it becomes the period of 2016 blocks in a difficulty adjustment period, so that the whole difficulty adjustment period starts varying from the 14 days that it's algorithmically attuned to bigger and bigger swings from 14 days. So we've seen swings of, say, like I need to do more research, but like from 10.5 days to 16.5 days, and I'm sure there are larger and smaller swings. Those are just the first ones I looked into. So to increase the amplitude of this wave should profit everyone in that trade. And the people who are paying for that are all of the people in the Bitcoin Core community who are not who are not mobile at all. So all the people who are hodling and they're not moving anything, and all the miners who only mine Bitcoin Core and they don't adjust their algorithms. These are the people who are going to pay for this trade, and all of the Bitcoin Cash chains and the mobile miners are the ones who will receive the wealth transfer from this trade. So I want to have all positive energy reach out to. I don't know anyone in either of the community. I followed Craig Wright for a little while before the fork to try to see what he was all about. I followed Vin Armani for a little while before. So Craig Wright is on the SV fork. One of the big people. I would say Vin Armani was one of the big people influencing people on the eCash fork. Although there's other people that I don't really know in the ABC development team who are all behind that kind of tax and redistribution plan because they couldn't figure out a business model that was paying for them. So the business model they decided was to just fork the coin into a new protocol, which would divert the funds to them. Regardless, I don't think that's inherently negative because I think Dash does something like that, and Hive or something. There's all these different blockchains that have these different governance models, and that's what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of decentralization so that we have all these different models to see what works. But Bitcoin Core is like the behemoth, the giant monoculture, which is preventing the flourishment of the Bitcoin revolution because it the looming threat that it represents of kind of capital destruction, instability, it limits the innovation that the other chains can do, but it also guides that innovation in a way towards gaming and defeating Bitcoin Core. So I propose a temporary alliance. I hope somebody in the eCash community and somebody in the SV community will see the logic behind this. If you need some more explanation on this attack vector, I've made a couple of videos about it. The one with the icon of the whale is probably the most succinct one. The trench run one is probably the most like direct, like ideological kind of one, like in that sense. If you're gonna appeal to like right brain or left brain, or something. Anyways, that's the end of the video today. My name is Sovereign Non of Elodium, or just Non, Naan, and I'd be happy to talk to anyone in either of those communities and just kind of start to build some positive networking things that, just from my perspective, I know a lot of people are very positive about the competition. And I'm positive about the competition between the three Bitcoin Cash chains, even though I am firmly in the Bitcoin Cash camp, not the SV or the eCash camp. I can appreciate what both of those camps are doing. The big blocks of SV seems interesting, and the whatever eCash is doing seems like it's probably pretty interesting, because the goal of disintermediated money and the utility and empowerment that provides for the people, that's really what I'm after. And there's a lot of different cryptos that have that goal. Bitcoin Core is not one of those cryptos. Neither is Ethereum. And neither is Ripple. What's the next biggest one? Tether. Neither is Tether. Cardano. No. Down. I don't know. What's 5? I don't know. If you go down the list of all the top cryptos, the first one you get to that has that goal, maybe you could say Doge does, but as we all know, it's a joke, is Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin is not part of the conversation. So that's all I got to say. I think that it's a long shot. This whole thing is a long shot. Everything's a long shot. I don't even know what the hell I am doing, spending my time publishing videos about stratagems for defeating Bitcoin, this almost $1 trillion market cap thing. It has a significant flaw and weakness. This big beast with a weakness. It's great. Back to Star Wars. The Death Star has a weakness, and we have the secret to the flaw. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, we need you. You're our only hope. So in this analogy, am Princess Leia, and I'm appealing to you. Save us, and take this attack trajectory to the Rebel Alliance so that we can take advantage of it, implode the Death Star, take all of that value out, and that will be the best possible outcome for the entire crypto community. See ya.